This week, we're going to talk about genital piercing. In fact, genital piercing, well known as the Prince Albert. Some data even dated it back to the Roman times when the piercing itself is more prohibitive of sexual activities rather than for demonstrations or modifications and individuality. With time, there's a very different type of piercing that was done. During the actual Victorian time, Prince Albert was allegedly being used in order to enhance sexual desire and sexual performance. And in the modern days, this has different connotations. Some people believe that it is only an body expressions. So for example, some people have certain piercing, and in order to express the rest of it, like for example, nose piercing, nipple piercing, and that is followed by genital piercing. However, some people actually believe that sometimes actual piercing such as Prince Albert is having some sexual benefit in order to enhance sexual pleasure in the opposite sex. So what exactly is Prince Albert? In fact, in the tip of the penis, actually there is a half moon ring that actually is pierced downwards in the bottom of the tip of the penis, and that is called Prince Albert. Whatever is pierced upwards, actually it's called reverse Prince Albert. And what is described as ampalang, which is a transverse part of the penis being used, a horizontal rod, actually is what is classically described in the Borneo tribes. However, apart from the actual penis itself, there are various other forms of the piercing that is done in various parts of the genitalia. For example, in the perineum, which is between the scrotum and the anus, that itself clearly will have no performance enhancement. In pubic area is also being performed, and also in scrotum. In fact, genital piercing is also done in women, and then that is across the clitoris, and then also in a horizontal form, in a vertical form, in the labia majora and labia minora. So in the modern days, many piercings are done purely is for the expression of individuality and has no sexual connotations. However, that itself has gained popularities because the piercing itself is perceived as trendy, but at the end of the day, you need to weigh out the pros and cons. The cons of it might actually cause some bleeding, hematoma, or infection. And also, some of them has to be perceived as permanent because once you change your mind, the removal of that might sometimes result in a fistula that is creating between the urethra and also the bottom of the penis, and sometimes it might even cause some scarring and also pain and sensation changes in the penis. For following week, we're going to talk about something slightly different, and it is in a form of modification of genitalia as well. Predominantly in men, it's actually called beading, the insertions of beads in the penis itself. What exactly is beading? What is the historical nature of beadings? And also, what does it do? You need to find out, and stay tuned for next week's Putting Dr. G on the Spot.